dubs for the Maple Leafs. Let's go. Division champions for the first time in 21 years. Let's go.
Let's go, Leafs.
W, baby. I'm in a great mood. I think everyone's in a great mood today.
It's a great accomplishment.
It's a joyous occasion.
We were toddlers when the Maple Leafs last won the division.
What year did you say it was?
1999, 2000.
Oh, so we were like fetuses.
We were young.
That's crazy.
It's a big dub for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and they take the season series against the Montreal Canadiens. 7-2-1 record over 10 games against the Montreal Canadiens, and that looks very promising in a potential playoff matchup against these division rivals.
Yeah, we still don't know yet. I mean, it's coming down the wire between Montreal and Winnipeg, but yeah, Leafs pulled it together late tonight, so makes it look a little bit more promising. But how many games was it this year? 11?
10. 10 games between the two teams.
What a treat! What a treat! It was.
I will say, promising for us and promising. Ottawa just beat Winnipeg tonight, right? So that's promising as well.
I mean, I've been saying I'd rather play Montreal than Winnipeg.
Yeah, I agree. I still agree.
Clarky?
I don't know about that lately. I mean, Winnipeg looks like dead fish in the water at this point. They kind of do,
yeah.
They don't look motivated at all.
Train wreck.
Like, on paper, I'd rather play Montreal, but I don't know. Winnipeg's been really bad lately. At least, like, psychologically. I don't know.
Asterisk.
I told you someone was going to say that. What did we say before the show? What did it take? 2 seconds?
There's an asterisk.
I've never seen that guy comment before either.
Nowadays, isn't there? Like, we won the division. We won the North Division.
We won it.
What's the asterisk? What's the asterisk beside winning the North Division? You won a division.
Blame us for winning a division in a pandemic? What are you gonna do? It's a pandemic. You mad at us? Like, no. I will not allow that slander on this. No, I don't like that.
I can't find an asterisk to put beside it.
Oh, he sent a laughing emoji. He's laughing. You know, it's getting the Leafs fans going. So he's getting a chuckle.
Never seen that guy comment before. He's definitely a Habs fan.
Not a real division. Okay, well, let's not get into it.
Great win, but first period wasn't very good for the Toronto Maple Leafs. It was a shaky start, but you love to see the response that this team put out throughout the entirety of this game.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Yeah, we're not going to rank the wins on the season, but just kind of recency bias. Like that was a huge win. Like almost, I would argue a bigger win than on Thursday when we just like put our foot on their throat, because like you had some adversity. They kind of were manhandling you. They were kind of all over you. We couldn't really get anything going. The puck was bouncing in weird ways, and we still came back and we found a way to win. Like that's huge in my opinion.
Yeah, the first period was not looking good, but let's get to some comments here. Joe Shelder says, no, the first was not great. That's only 1/3 of the game. Yeah, it's true. I mean, the other third, or 2/3 of the game, I should say, Leafs pulled it together. So, yeah, it was a great turnaround win for the Leafs tonight.
And, you know, throughout the entirety of the season on these post-game shows, I've been saying you want to see a complete performance from the Toronto Maple Leafs. It wasn't a complete performance, but 2/3 of the game, they were the better team, and they came out victorious because they continued to fight. And you love seeing that, especially going into the playoffs against a team you very well may be seeing in the first round.
Yeah, very promising. Great comeback. Not kind of a comeback, just the way we switched the momentum and we kind of just found our footing was impressive to me. Very impressive.
It was. You know what else was impressive? Our stars, our superstar players, Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner. Austin Matthews, he's now reached the 40-goal plateau in 3 of his first 5 seasons. And Mitch Marner, 20 goals in 3 of his NHL seasons. And he is now tied his point total from last season this year. So with that goal tonight, he tied last season's total.
It's huge.
And
Yeah.
he's also played 5 less games, so it just goes to show he's continuing to develop.
Yeah, it was huge. And that little clip, I'm sure you saw it, the clip on Sportsnet when they were showing Matthews and Marner talking to each other right before, and then they went out and scored off the fit. Like, that was just, like, as a Leafs fan, like, what more do you want to see? That was amazing. That was awesome. I could watch that over and over again. Great.
Shows the
Great
chemistry they have.
Yeah, chemistry and awesome. Ends
But,
up being the deciding goal. Huge.
Yeah, I mean, I think the one thing I noticed tonight too is that, like, maybe it was the result of that chemistry because they kind of just knew where they were, or where they kind of knew where each other were when Matthews won the faceoff. Marner was right behind him, but Joe Shelder says it again. That Mitchie snipe, wow! I mean, that was a nice goal. That was
Awesome.
a beautiful goal.
It took you a second. There's like a double take. It was like, oh my god, how'd that go?
I've got the clip of exactly what you're talking about here.
I would love to watch it here.
Your success, you've got to always be talking. And off the face-off scores, and the Leafs have the lead.
If you blinked, you might have missed it.
Yeah, seriously.
It was just so quick. They communicated that on the bench beforehand. They had a plan going into this, and we've seen this a couple times this season. These guys have a special chemistry.
It's so impressive. It's so promising too going into the playoffs. And it's deciding goal, the game. You can't keep lightning in a bottle all game. Like we kind of looked like we couldn't get anything going. All the lines looked like they couldn't get anything going, and then all it took was a couple periods, and those guys got it back. It's awesome.
Frank Rusty Nails, Leafs deserve to win and clinch the division. Congrats to the team and the organization. Best team in Canada. This is Canada's team. Let's
My boy
go.
Rusty Nails. Love
Rusty
you,
Nails dropping the truth.
It is.
Love you, Rusty Nails. It's my man.
The whole truth right there.
John
Maple
Howard.
Leafs division
John
champ.
Howard, I got to say one thing. John Howard's coming in for Rusty here. Says, Franks, that is right. Rusty, what's up, Rusty? Rusty, what's up, buddy?
Rusty, tell us what's up. John wants to love beating the Scabs. Yeah, Toronto Sports Network.
Let's go. Big dubs for the Toronto Maple Leafs, North Division champions. And, you know, we had a comment earlier, asterisks. I feel as if this is actually a bit more special. Just, you're not going to get a North Division again, hopefully. And it's special to say we were the North Division champions this year.
Yeah.
But we have to do it in the playoffs. If I really consider us North Division champions, we have to make it out of the North Division in the playoffs.
100%. 100%.
This team, they have big goals to hoist
Big
the Stanley Cup.
expectations. Yep. Oh man, I'm so excited.
Do we start?
Oh my! Don't
put that guy up again. Slander.
Do we start yelling True North during the anthem instead of the Jets fans? Now, you guys, you've seen that, right? They yell True North every time they're in Winnipeg.
Yeah.
Why do they yell that?
I don't understand the meaning behind it, but
are they the most northern team?
Maybe.
I don't
know.
That might be it. I don't know the map. I failed geography. I don't know.
It doesn't matter. They're not the best because we are. So.
Yep, 100%. Buy the merch.
I mean, keep calm and belief. Yeah, if you want to get some Maple Leafs media merch, we have Wayne Train shirt. We have Canada's team T-shirts, mugs. You can check that out.
Maybe some playoff merch coming. Maybe.
We got some new designs coming out. The link to the shop is in the description below. And if you haven't already, make sure you smash the like button and hit the notification bell if you're new to be notified every time new content comes out.
Smash it.
Smash that button. We only got 7 likes. Let's get to 10. Come on here. Come on.
They need
some likes here.
I don't know what they need.
Okay, I think Donald has an explanation about the True North. He says, I think the True North is the name of a major company that brought them to Winnipeg the second time. Okay, well, that's some insight right there. See, you learn something every day.
Of the major.
Thank you, Donald.
Interesting. Weird that they'd yell that. Like if that's I don't know. Okay.
They're passionate about hockey in Winnipeg. They got a great fan base. So, with you want to talk about physicality and the Toronto Maple Leafs? They got outbodied here, but I'm not too concerned about it. Over these past 3 games, Montreal out-hit the Maple Leafs 90-60. But in the past, I feel as if we wouldn't even see 60 hits over those 3 games from this team.
A lot of
Yeah,
physicality tonight too. Yeah, go ahead, Joe.
no, I was gonna say exactly that. It felt like a playoff game watching it.
Yeah.
It was a very rough game, but Toronto held their own for sure.
Big playoff atmosphere. Anytime these two teams match up, if these teams match up in the playoffs, it's just going to be under the microscope. It's going to
There was
be
bodies
massive.
flying tonight too. I noticed that. I mean, it was like there was
Big-
big hit. There's a lot of big hits. Like it was noticeable, even just to kind of like the passive eye. It was like, oh my god.
Ben
People are dying.
Hutton, big boy.
Yeah.
Big boy made
Big
a
boy.
big hit out there.
Simmons was throwing the weight around. He was kind of getting in scrum. I mean, he always does that, but it's nice to see, especially in like a rough game like that, a close game. It's nice to see that kind of edginess. It just makes that much of a difference.
That veteran with grit. We've been talking about what Wayne Simmons, the Wayne train, brings to this team.
Yep.
And I'm really excited to see him for the playoffs.
Yeah, I think he'll be an X factor for sure. And he's got skill. I mean, he was a 30-goal scorer in the past, right?
Yeah.
So he's not all brawn, right?
Okay, well, which of the Maple Leafs veterans, and I mean real veterans, Wayne Simmons, Jason Spezza, Joe Thornton, Nick Foligno, out of those 4 guys, who do you think has the biggest impact on this team come playoff time?
I'm going to let Joe answer that one first.
That's a good question. I'm going to say, I don't know. I'm going to go with Spezza. I think Spezza out of those 4. I mean, Foligno's a little bit of an X factor. I think Foligno, if he's playing on one of the top 2 lines, he could definitely have a huge impact. But I don't know. I think Spezza in the 3rd line or 4th line, he's been really valuable this year. Undervalued, in my opinion. He went through a slump in the middle of March and I think the end of February. But overall, I think he adds a lot of depth to the team, and he always seems to be making plays. So I'm going to have to go with Spezza.
Yeah, I think I agree. I mean, Foligno's like it's the almost easy answer, but it's such a small sample size. Like it's almost tough to gauge at this point. But if he is playing on one of those lines, I think he's kind of the default answer just because he's going to be around so much of the important action that he just by association, he's going to be important. But it's tough to say.
I'm going to go out here and I'm going to say Wayne Simmons, the Wayne train. I just feel as if he can be a driving force in a playoff series. He's so physical, gritty. He's a veteran, and he's going to bring a lot to this team come playoff time.
And you have a T-shirt with his name on it too.
The Wayne train, yep. The Wayne train T-shirts. They're available in multiple different colors. If you want to,
that's a good looking shirt, man.
Yeah, I mean, all aboard. It's got 24 at the front of the train there. So
love it.
Yeah, I'm going with Wayne Simmons for that though. I just feel as if his style of play for the playoffs, it's a big
it does suit, especially especially if we play the Habs in the first round. Like the Jets series, I don't know. The Jets are a disjointed team. It's kind of hard to evaluate them. I don't know, but I feel like a Montreal series would be a pretty gritty series. So you definitely need a guy like that.
Oh yeah, especially against Josh Anderson.
And Joe here says, "Wow, when we get Foligno and Hyman back,
Yum.
It's gonna be nice to get those two big driving forces back. Wayne Simmons or Foligno brought him in trade deadline. We want him to be available to us for the playoffs. That's why we brought him in to play playoff hockey.
Yep, 100%.
And to make a run at the Stanley Cup. And then Zach Hyman, he's, as you guys would say, he's been an X factor for this team this year.
Yeah. I think I asked this every show. What's his timetable? Is it more specific?
I think it's extended.
Yeah.
Isn't he out for a while?
Yeah, I mean, so Zach Hyman and Riley Nash both were practicing in non-contact jerseys with the team this year.
Okay.
Or not this year.
And this week.
This week.
Yeah.
So.
Anderson.
Riley Nash.
Anderson looks
guy.
like he's close to back.
Yeah. So
yeah, Anderson. The reports say that Anderson's on the fringe of coming back. Yeah, right now.
he played in a
Played for the
Marlies game.
Marlies the other day.
Yeah,
Yeah, true.
In that game, he had 34 saves, and it was in a 5-4 shootout loss.
Oh, okay. I saw that they lost. I didn't realize it was a shootout. Okay, that's not
To
bad.
the Manitoba Moose. Here's what Frederik Andersen had to say after.
Do you think is the next step in your process here?
I haven't talked to anyone yet. We'll see. We'll see after I get charted up and stuff, and we'll take it from there. I think again, step by step, was to try to play a full game, and again, just keep pushing it.
How valuable would it be to get back into a Leafs game next week?
Yeah, of course. I think everyone knows that the playoffs are right around the corner, so get ready to to whatever happens. So I think if I can get some game action, it'd be great. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
So, as you heard there, it would be nice to see him at the NHL level before we give him any playing time in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's such a different game. Like you gotta hope he plays both games or 2 games left. Yeah, both against Vancouver, or no? Is it
I
Ottawa?
think they play Ottawa game.
Vancouver. Okay, right, because Vancouver has those makeup games at the end.
Yeah, but I don't know if they should even if they even should be playing it. Like, it doesn't really matter. I guess I don't know
For them. Well, if they play like Winnipeg or something, yeah.
Yeah. I'd say he handled those questions like a professional. I mean, he's just saying basically that he's going to play it by ear. Obviously, he's not going to say, no, I don't want to play for the Leafs. I think he answered those questions good, and we'll see if we can get him back next week. But I know it's a heated debate when we start to bring up Campbell versus Anderson, and people have opinions about that. So I don't know if we want to get into that or not tonight.
We've had the Frederik Andersen Jack Campbell debate all season long on this channel, but Chuck says Freddie on a short leash. The Campbell's coming in. Here we go. Campbell is our number one. Freddie on a short leash. Play Anderson.
Might be recency bias. Yeah, see, it's all over the map. That's a question that just flutters with the wind. I feel
it's
like.
all over the place.
Yeah,
it's all over the place. This is
it's hard to say.
Big divide in the fan base, but
it's tough.
We'll
It honestly is a tough question. And it is.
It's a great problem to have. That's the thing that we should recognize here. It's a great problem to have.
Like, okay, say hypothetically, Freddie plays next 2 games, Vancouver, Ottawa, and whatever, or he plays them both. Say he gets 2 wins, just even though the games are kind of irrelevant. Game 1 against the Habs, like, who do you start? Like, I don't know. To me, that's kind of a hard question.
Yeah, it's difficult. What are you thinking?
Freddie. I think I lean Freddie. But it just depends. Like, our perception of our goalie situation is probably a lot different than Keefe and Dubé. Like, I don't know, the actual organization. I don't know. So it's kind of hard to say.
I feel like if he gets some time in the NHL before the playoffs, and that goes smoothly, then I would say yes, he's going to get a chance to play in the playoffs. He's earned that over the years, 4th in franchise history for wins by a goalie, and he's going to get an opportunity, I believe. But Jack Campbell, he's got to be on a very short leash. Jack Campbell also, he's earned an opportunity for sure. So,
well, we got comments in here too, and they're not saying Anderson as the first, the second. They're saying him as the third.
Okay, well, that's just Joseph.
Yeah,
what are we doing? Come on.
There's another one too. I think.
Did they say number 1 Riddick or no?
No,
I don't think so. Play Freddie. If he looks bad, he's done. Yeah, I don't know if I disagree with the short leash thing. That makes sense to me. Everybody hates on Freddie. They forget the last. Yeah, it's such a. I mean, Leafs fans are terrible culprits of it, but recency bias is pretty vibrant in this fan base. Like, it's whatever happened to. We're like goldfish. Like, we forget what happened a couple days ago. We'll take what happened 2 seconds ago at face value every time. You know what I mean?
Ex-All-Star goalie, well deserved. We can't take the credit away from Soupy either. Yeah, I mean, it's nice to have these two
Yeah,
goaltenders.
it's an embarrassment of riches, you could say. If Freddie's playing well, that's which he I don't know. Yeah, you know what? It's a good problem to have. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah, it's a
I
good
guess.
problem. It's a good problem to have. Rachel, thoughts on us clinching a division title for the first time in 21 years? Feels great, doesn't it?
A girl commenter. I feel like that's the first time I've seen.
Rachel.
What's up,
What a
Rachel?
great comment.
Yeah, it's positivity. Good vibes tonight.
Glowing with
Big
a little bit of
division.
radiation here tonight. I'm
Yeah,
feeling
you
good.
look, Joe. You're glowing. You look good, man.
Toronto,
Sorry,
Toronto strong, baby. Toronto strong. Blue Jays.
It's
Ontario strong.
it's a nice accomplishment for this team, but Clarkie, right behind you there, you have a banner, and the Toronto Maple Leafs' end goal of this season is to add 2021 after 1967. That's the goal here. So it's nice to win a division title, but this team, they have a long road ahead of them.
I'm just excited for playoff hockey.
It's going to
Honestly,
be fun.
this is like the last meaningful game we have before the playoffs, kind of. Like the next two games are like whatever. Like
I
it's
don't know
just
if I'm going to watch the playoffs.
out of fear.
I don't know why to.
Yeah, you know what? I actually don't hate it. Maybe like
I'm
game one, watch
scared.
game one, get a feel for it, and then from
First
there on,
round. I don't know if I'm going to watch the first.
put
No,
my
you
head
know
in the
what?
sand and not
I'm
watch.
feeling very confident.
Famous
I'm
last
feeling
words,
very,
man.
very confident in this team
Oh,
in the
God.
playoffs.
No, I want to be confident. It's just I kind of agree with Joe. It's just like I want to stick my head in the sand like a meerkat and just come up 2 weeks after and see what happens. Like I don't know. It's terrifying. It is terrifying.
Can you imagine a Leafs Bruins finals?
No, shut up. I don't want to think about it. That scares
That'd be
me.
deadly. That'd be
That'd
deadly.
be awesome, but it'd be so scary. Like it'd just be like you'd be waiting for the shoe to drop the whole time on your head, and like
The
your heart
Leafs
gets
match up.
broken.
The Leafs match up against the Bruins well this year, though. I think so.
Well, we
I
haven't
mean,
played them.
there's no big
Hard to
Z.
say.
There's no big Z there. I mean, yeah, we haven't played them, but
I wouldn't want to play them.
I wouldn't want to either. I mean, well, you mentioned
there's
you know what? Maybe
only a
like
few
what's-
teams I would play. Like there's a few teams that I'd rather play than Boston.
like what's the ideal bracket? Like if this is an optimistic show, what's the ideal bracket? Like say the Leafs path to the finals. Like what's the ideal bracket? If you had to, like if you got
Ideal.
to pick. Like you
Ideal.
get a
Let's see
genie
some-
in a bottle, and he gets 3
Yeah.
wishes. You get to win the first 3 rounds.
Let's see
Like,
some
yeah,
comments
Mon-
on this too.
You got Montreal and Winnipeg.
Okay,
I think.
Montreal's a given. We'll say hypothetically it's Montreal first round. You beat them.
Montreal, and then you have to go Winnipeg or Edmonton. I'm gonna get heat for this, but I'll play Edmonton just based off of
Yeah,
a
I think
matchup.
I think you got to be a little realistic too. Like that's more realistic, anyways, which is
Yeah.
fair.
And
And then how does it work after that? It's the
it's reseeded from there.
yeah, it's reseeded, right? It's not
I'll
by
get the
it's not set.
standings out. Get the best teams.
Yeah,
out.
I got him here, so it just I guess it's kind of who do you think's going to come out
If
of the
you-
other division?
If one of you want
Division.
to share the screen, we can show
I don't
the
even- I can
standings.
probably figure that out. Yeah,
Clarkie can do it, I think.
yeah,
Maybe.
yeah. Go
All
ahead.
right. 1 sec.
All right.
Can't
Uh,
get you out of my head.
We're gonna talk some playoffs here, but I'm
This
really
this just feels like if you play this tape back in like a month,
You see my
you could just,
screen?
like you could paint clown faces on all of us. Yeah, I can.
yeah.
Okay, so starting with the Central.
It's
You
pretty
got
much just pick a
Hurricanes.
team. You just got to pick. Say you pick one team out of the other 3 divisions, like, and then pick who you want to play. I guess.
Well, the ideal team to play in that
Yeah,
division
yeah.
is Nashville.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's be realistic. So let's because the one thing we have to think is there's only 4 teams going to be left out of these 4 divisions, right?
Yeah.
So do we want to start in the North? So are we all saying Oilers probably?
I think that's the most realistic.
So we'd play Montreal, probably Edmonton.
Yeah, I agree. And
Okay.
then what happens? Is it? It's I'm assuming seeded by regular season record.
Let's just do division by division. So West, Vegas, St. Louis. Vegas will win. Probably.
Yep. Yeah, I agree.
Minnesota, Colorado. Colorado should win, but
Should win, but that's
Minnesota
weird.
might. They've been an emerging team this year, so wouldn't count them
Minnesota?
out. Yeah, I wouldn't count them out.
Yeah. Avalanche are good though too. I think it'll be Avalanche, Golden Knights probably. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Most likely.
Yeah, it's just hard to. It's hard to like kind of envision. Like I mean, like how much West hockey have you watched this year? You know what I mean? Like you watch the highlights and stuff. Like I personally, like who do we match up best against? Like I don't like put a gun to my head. I don't know.
You don't want. I wouldn't want to play Colorado.
Yeah, that would scare me.
Vegas, they have. I think I'd rather play Colorado than Vegas, and people might think that's crazy, but think about the goaltending in Vegas. You have Marc-Andre
Yeah.
Fleury and Robin Leonard.
Yeah, I would, yeah. You know what? You got to always take into account the hot goalie. Like it's a trope of playoff hockey that everyone always says, but it's true.
Yeah, so Vegas or Colorado is going to make it out of that division. Do we all
I'd
agree?
say so. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Fair to
agree. The one thing I would say, just to what Old School said earlier, chirping the North Division, Old School, look at these three trash teams at the bottom here. North Division
Yeah.
doesn't have any
What are you talking
team as
about,
bad
man?
as these three. These three teams, oh my gosh. These three teams are horrible. Kings, Sharks, Ducks, come on. North Division doesn't have any of those teams in it. Like, I'd put any of these bottom three against them, to be honest with you. So I just have to say that. We'll tell Old School. But okay, let's
Old
say
School.
Gold School. We got Golden Knights, Avalanche. Let's just say one of the two makes it out. What about the East?
East?
That's a weird one to me. That's a weird
wow,
division to me.
that's a good division. So,
Yeah.
honestly, Boston might be the team I'd play. I'd pick to play Boston out of any of these four teams if I was the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Boston?
Boston. I don't care about the history behind it. We've lost in the past, whatever. Let's rewrite history. I'd take Boston out of these four teams that are currently in a playoff spot. Pittsburgh, they're primed to make a Stanley Cup run at any point. Like at any time they can do it.
Yeah.
Any year.
They got they look like Crosby's got some more juice in the wagon. Like they're kind of ready. Yeah, they got that experience. But wait, is Boston your ideal team to play, or like is that like your pick
In
out of
this
the
in
division?
this East Division.
Your idea, like we were making up our own. Okay, yeah.
The
I see that.
Islanders are a shutdown team.
Yeah, they
and
are. They're good
I don't think they have. Do
defensively.
you think they have a chance? They don't have a chance to make it out though.
The Islanders, they have a chance
think?
for sure.
You
I wouldn't
think?
count them out, but
Every time I watch them,
I'd pick Pittsburgh to make it out of this division.
yeah, that's
I
fair.
think they're going to, but the team I'd want to play is Boston.
Yeah.
How about
Then
you
what's
guys?
Central? I think I
Clarky?
agree. I mean, yeah, Joe, what do you think? I'm curious. What you
Yeah,
think.
I don't know. I start to see your point on Boston now. I'd probably still say maybe Capitals, but Capitals are looking pretty good. So
That's the toughest division probably
I don't
in the
know.
league. Would you say?
yeah, I'd
Yeah,
be
that's a tough
scared of playing.
division.
Honestly, I'd be scared of playing any of these four teams. I think I'd
Yeah.
be most scared of playing any of these four teams.
Yeah, I assume it gets reseeded based off regular season record, right? After the first two rounds.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I think
it's
so.
reseeded. It's
Based on
reseeded 1-4 there. Yeah,
Based on
and Central Division.
This is
we already-
Hurricanes are good.
Did we already cover this one? Yeah, we did. North
Yeah.
not in depth, but yeah.
I think we just didn't say Predators. We'd want to play the
okay, yeah.
Predators.
Yeah, the Predators would be the team to play. Okay, realistically, you have, and I guess we can't count out Nashville, and even
Yeah, you can. You can count on Nashville. It's okay. In that
Tampa,
division.
Florida, Carolina. Which of
I
these
think
teams do you play?
It's hard to count out, like being realistic. It's hard to count out the defending champs. I don't know, but I also wouldn't want to play them.
I think
The team-
Hedman's out though, or he's injured bad, so that's a big
Right.
blow for them.
I think you got to pick, I don't know, Florida. Like being realistic and optimistic, like for the Leafs. I don't know. Probably Florida.
The team that I'm taking to play against, I'd choose if I was Toronto, Tampa Bay Lightning.
You just want to re-sow old
Interesting.
wounds.
Interesting.
I mean, the Tampa Bay Lightning, in case you haven't seen Victor Hedman, he's been injured throughout the entirety of
Right.
the season. He's going to have surgery potentially at the end of the season after
Yeah.
the postseason. So he's been playing with injuries throughout the season. Harris says, what are your thoughts on Tampa? Tampa Bay is a great team, but I feel as if that's the team that you'd want to play if you're the Toronto Maple Leafs between Carolina, Florida, and Tampa, I just feel the Maple Leafs have the best chance at coming away with a win against Tampa Bay.
Yep. I don't know. It's so tough to say. You almost got to watch, like, just watch all these teams have a couple playoff games. Like, the playoffs is such a different animal. I know that's a cliche, but just to see it, I don't know. That's what I think. But it's an interesting topic.
Yeah, dynamic certainly changes during the playoffs, but I'll stop sharing here. That's interesting discussion, but I think you got to see the teams play first. Like you said, playoff hockey is a different beast. So
let's just beat the friggin' Habs first, man.
Yeah, Stamkos, Kucherov.
Oh, I didn't realize that either. Old school spitting facts.
So D. Boyd here says Pittsburgh has been the hottest team in the league the last 2 months. I'm scared to disregard Crosby just yet. I mean,
they're talking to a
D-Boyd,
Crosby
D-Boyd.
lover up here. This guy's a
D-Boyd.
Crosby
D.
lover.
Boyd, you got to learn by now. You cannot disregard Sidney Crosby at any point in time.
Varco's had a man crush on Crosby since we were like 8 years old.
You got to have a picture with Crosby somewhere. In there.
Oh, you definitely do. Somewhere.
You definitely do.
Right?
You want to see my Crosby picture?
Yeah, let's see it.
Now you kind of have to show everybody.
Okay,
Yeah.
hold on. Chewy, let me get up here.
All right, take your
Chewy came
time.
in.
Yeah. Take your time. Me and Joel just riff a little while. Don't worry.
Yeah, he's a Crosby lover for sure. But I mean, we forget how good Crosby is. You got to give respect to him. I mean, he's been around for a long time. Oh, there we go.
Oh, you got a frame. I thought you had to go in like the closet. Or
Wow,
something.
that's nice. That's nice.
There's the signed jersey.
So now
Oh
we
my
see
gosh.
what you're hiding in the Leaf caves. What happens if we play them
Jeez.
in the conference final, or I guess not conference finals? What happens if we play them in the third round? You burn all that stuff.
You got to burn
hide
it.
it.
If
No,
they beat us.
You hide
not
it.
burning it. I mean,
videos.
I'm still a Maple Leafs fan. I always will be. Always have been. But I like Crosby. He is my favorite player growing up.
He's a guy. He's a boy.
One I
He's a
looked
man.
up to. Yeah,
He's a man.
he was great when I met him. So, favorite player growing up.
Class act. He's a great guy. At
He's
least it seems. I don't know, but seems like
He's the
nice
best.
guy.
Yeah, you can't count out Pittsburgh. You can't.
No, you can't. I'm excited for playoff hockey. Like it's just such a fun time. 32.
The honking antelope. All I can think is I'm 32 years old.
What kind of neighbors? I'm sorry.
I've never seen a better Leafs team. Don't get me wrong. I love Sundin, but he didn't have much support, and that's spot on. Matt Sundin leads the Maple Leafs in just about every major stat category.
Yeah, I'm always here for a Sundin reference. That's my
But
point.
he didn't have much support, and ultimately they didn't have much success with him.
No, it's something about this year feels. I mean, again, famous last words, but this year just feels something big. Like it's like we've always had expectations and young stars. There you go, Bud 69. Like waited years to win. We've waited less years because we're obviously younger, but it does feel different this year. Like we're kind of, I don't know. It's nerve-wracking.
I pray we don't get our heart broken again. Scar tissue here.
Gotta pray for that.
Anderson is nearing a return. That's why Sandin didn't play tonight because of the cap crunch.
Yeah,
So,
I saw that. Good point, Jason. I saw that.
So Sandin being
Brooksy.
held out because of it. Great
Brooksy.
comment, Jason Brooks. Always
Crunching
giving
the
us-
numbers.
Yeah,
Is
always.
Dubas paying you or what? What a great comment.
Yeah, he's got the spreadsheet going. He's working in the Scotiabank basement for Dubas.
I'm 47, and this feels better than 92, 93. The 93 Maple Leafs team, that was a great team. They went to the conference finals, lost to Wayne Gretzky's LA
That
Kings.
was okay. I thought that was the year. Okay.
Kelly Rudy's LA Kings, you should say.
If the Leafs, Kelly
boy.
Rudy's LA Kings, if the Leafs would have won that game 7, they would have went to play Montreal in the Stanley Cup Finals. That would have been insane.
How does
We
that
would
make
have
sense?
smoked them too.
How does that make sense? What were the divisions different? that year?
Divisions all different.
Yeah, they were like
Weird.
baseball.
Okay, I didn't know that. That's interesting. But wow, oh my God.
That would have been insane. Canada, it would have been on lockdown, and it wouldn't have been because of a pandemic. It would have been because of the Stanley Cup Finals between Toronto and Montreal.
I love these shows because it's it's a good solid 25 minutes of serious Leafs talk, and we get into it, and then it just immediately is. Oh, I can't. Like, what if the Leafs win? I love it. It's just like dreams. It's all we can do.
Well, like we're living in like the real right now, like us three as well as the people in the comments. Like this is diehard central. We are diehard Leafers, and guess how many people are like this across Southern Ontario, Northern Ontario, and the rest of Canada? Because Toronto Maple Leafs are Canada's team, and the fact of the matter is, if Toronto were to win, this province, this country would explode.
Blow up. It would seriously blow
It
up.
would explode.
I'm a basketball fan more than a hockey fan. You could say, and the Leafs winning the Stanley Cup would be triple, quadruple the Raptors winning the title. Like
Oh,
you're
it'd
just,
be
it's
100
such a
I
different.
think so. Still, I was thinking about that. I don't know though.
It is. It's totally like the Raptors. If they've gained prominence in the last 5-6 years, that's awesome because I love basketball. But like, I would way rather watch the Leafs win the cup than the Raptors win. Like it's such a different animal. Like the Leafs have just so much history, and you'd have like little Italian no-nos running around. I don't know. It'd just be like you could like sell something you could celebrate with your dad or something. You know, like it's just such a different. So much history.
Every barn in the NHL draws masses of Leafs fans. Many of the games around the league are like college football game atmospheres because you have half Leafs fans, half whatever the home team is.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm so excited for the playoffs.
This is going to be an exciting playoffs.
Let's go.
And we're going to have a lot of coverage here on Maple Leafs media, updates, post-game shows all the time.
Yeah.
Let's go.
When we're when the COVID gets a little bit better, maybe lockdown ends, maybe we'll do a post-game show all in person for once. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be cool.
Viewing party.
Yeah,
viewing party.
Put a cam up, live reaction.
Yeah. That'd be fun. We should do that. That'd be fun when we're allowed to.
John says if the Leafs win the cup, Joe Thornton won't be back next year. And John, I'm going to say
he'll probably retire.
Even if the Leafs don't win the cup, I don't think he'll be back next year.
Do you think he'll go back to Thing, or do you think he'll just retire? I don't know. Who knows? I guess with those old guys,
could play more, but I don't really see him doing it again. I don't know.
He might play in Europe, maybe. I don't know.
He might.
You think?
Yeah, he could go back to Davos. He could go back to Davos in Switzerland, enjoy the Swiss Alps, have some beautiful views, and play some hockey.
I could see him being like Yager a bit. Like Yager's still playing. He's 50.
Yeah.
Like he might be like the Yager type that just his body is kind of giving out, but his mind's not saying no. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like anything. I guess those people that once they stop working, they just kind of decompose. Like like those people that work till they're like their 70s. Kind of the same principle. It's like you just got to play hockey as long as you can. Maybe he's probably got a good-looking wife. Yeah, go to the Swiss Alps, enjoy it, get a nice little chalet, play a little hockey.
Chuck Fleet says Jumbo Joe goes back to the Sharks. He could go back to California for sure.
Maybe just finish out his career there. Yeah, who knows?
Not going to count it out, but I don't really see him returning to Toronto.
Hopefully he's going back with a ring.
Yeah, hopefully. If he gets a ring, you think it's fair to say he retire? Yeah.
I would assume, yeah.
I'd assume so. Man. You want to go out on top, right?
Yeah. The more we talk about the playoffs, I just get like such a mix of like giddiness and anxiety. Oh my God.
So you saw tonight Pierre Engvall scored a goal. It was the second goal of the night for the Toronto Maple Leafs. What did you think of Pierre Engvall's goal, his performance, and do you think he has a chance to be in the playoffs lineup for the Leafs?
A couple weeks ago, I'd say no, take him out. But recently, and the way I've seen him play the last couple games, he's playing like he knows his job's on the line. Yeah. And I think that they talked about it a bit in the broadcast tonight, but the internal competition on the Leafs has really proven to kick some guys in the butt and say, like, you got to get going or you're not going to be playing down the stretch. And I think Engvall, the goal he's had tonight, that was a nice just grinder goal, 5-hole. And the last couple of games, like, I think he's just starting to pull it together. And he played good defensively 2 ways tonight. So I'm impressed by him lately.
Yeah, he's a great two-way guy. And like that's a good it's a good point about the internal competition. Like iron kind of sharpens iron. Like I think all these guys that are on the fringe of getting minutes are like I don't want to miss out on this playoff run. I don't want to miss out on this. Like, it's going to be awesome. You know what I mean? So it's kind of, yeah, it's awesome. Iron sharpens iron. So you get the best. You get the best out of the the bottom six, the fourth line that way. It's nice.
I like that. Iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
Very true. You can't get enough competition on a team. Pierre Engvall, he's been playing much better as of late. You got to give credit where credit is due. As Clarky said a couple weeks ago, I would have said no. There's not really a chance he's playing in the playoffs, but I think there's definitely an opportunity for him to earn some playing time. He's going to have to continue doing that over the next 2 games to finish out the season, though. I thought he's looked good out there the last couple of games, though.
Yeah, I think so.
And he's been playing with a lot of passion too. When he scores, he's passionate, and that's what you love to see.
Yeah, I just add on too that anyone that's saying that they think Keith's just gonna pick Engvall or Brooks and go 7 games with just picking one of those guys, they're out of their mind. I think Keith's gonna shuffle the lines throughout the whole playoff series if it's not working. If it is, maybe he sticks with it. But even then, even if it is working, I could see him switching a guy out here and there, or let's hope not, but there's always injuries in playoffs because it gets messy. So there's might be opportunity for both guys to play. And we got old school St. Nash here.
Yep.
We forget about him.
So Engvall, Brooks, Nash, we have a lot of players who can compete for playing time, and that's another great problem to have for the Toronto Maple Leafs. You're right, Clarky. Sheldon Keefe, he has shaken up the lineups throughout the entirety of this season, always changing the lines, and that's what comes with a pandemic season. The playoffs may continue to be affected by the pandemic. I would definitely expect to see lines be changed throughout the series, especially if the team's not performing and we go down early in the series.
Yeah, depth is huge. Yeah, ACE just said it. Or ASE. Depth is huge in the playoffs, and I mean, you got to find a formula that works. I think you just said it, but I mean, it's a good problem to have, and I think in the past we haven't had that embarrassment of riches maybe as much. So it's kind of nice just to have a lot of options, a lot of competition. It's good.
Patan, Nason, more depth options. I wouldn't expect it. I wouldn't expect to see the.
I don't. Yeah,
that's that's a little further down the line, I think. One thing all Stanley Cup winners have is depth, and they have depth defensively. The Maple Leafs have that.
Hutton tonight.
Yep, Ben
he
Hutton.
looked good.
Big body, big
lay in
hit.
lay in the ball. Exactly. Yeah. Let's see. What do you have? He had 4 hits tonight.
Yeah, it was
Led
nice.
the team in hits. Well, kind of. Him and Simmons, but yeah, big game. Nice game. He looked good. Doing what he was supposed to do.
Even the goaltending depth is good too. Frederik Anderson, Jack Campbell, David Riddick, Michael Hutchinson.
Your
The Maple Leafs have an abundance of options everywhere you look. This team checks all the boxes for a Stanley Cup contender.
Don't look now. I'm checking the odds at Las Vegas. We are the 3rd favorites to win the cup right now. We were 4th last week.
What are the odds at?
Exited out. Okay, well, I just do it like in American odds. At plus 500, Avalanche are favorites, and then plus 550 is the Golden Knights. And then, okay, I guess we're tied for 3rd. Us and Carolina are 3rd at plus 650 to win the cup right now. We're above Tampa. Boston's a steep drop. Boston, Washington, and Pittsburgh are all steep drops. Like there's a 5-team like little thing, and then it's a steep drop in the odds. We're a part of the 5. I mean, doesn't mean a lot, but it's nice to be in that group.
Just we got another one here.
Leafs getting vaccines Sunday. Expect a couple players sick from a reaction like the Jays. So the Toronto Blue Jays had Lourdes Gurriel Jr. There was a couple other players, but they had side effects from the vaccine. They were sick, not feeling well. They were held out of the game. So it's definitely a possibility as well.
Yeah, if there's ever a time to have a flu for 2 days after the vaccine, it's right now. You got a little bit of time, right?
Few days off.
Yeah, whatever. Not a big deal. So when does the North doesn't have a concrete date to start the playoffs, does it? Because Vancouver is such a variable, or has it been set? Look it up.
I don't
No,
think
the
there's been a
playoffs-
set date yet. No.
They're supposed to start on the 11th, so all of the other divisions will start on the 11th, right? But
We'll probably start a couple days later. Probably
yeah,
around the 15th,
probably nothing
I'd guess.
crazy.
15th, maybe. I'd guess.
Tuesday. Yeah, because there's no way we're playing next week. Yeah, you know what? I bet you if I had to guess, we'll be seeing Leafs playoff games May 2-4 weekend. That'd be fun.
We're doing good, George.
May 2-4.
Oh,
George,
I don't-
shout out George. How you doing tonight?
Shout out
Big win.
George. Big win. I like the optimism. Other than what's his name telling me that we're an asterisk. Everyone else is happy tonight.
Yeah, and Scuba Steve. Get that
Scuba
guy
Steve.
out of here.
Let me see what's Scuba Steve's.
It's kind of funny. He's like, he said something about like he hears us saying
Here he is.
we. He says he hears us saying we. He's like, what position do you guys play?
Oh, you're one of those guys, Scuba.
He's like,
oh,
LOL,
get
no.
outta
He
here,
made
Scuba
another,
Steve.
he
Oh
made
my
another
God.
comment. He made another comment. He's like, LOL, nope, sorry. I love the Leafs too. I just think we should be for people on the Leafs play, but my bad.
Yeah, the first line's me, Jason Brooks, ASC.
Sure, like, I don't know. I get what he's saying.
I hate
but
that. No, I hate
what
that.
are we gonna
take.
say? That the Leafs,
I hate
they played good. Like, come on, Scuba. Like,
I hate
we're all
that
on the
take.
same
No,
We-
I
team
won't
here,
budge.
buddy.
I won't budge. No, it's we. It's we.
We are a united fan base.
Yep, thank you. I do not respect that take. I hate those takes. Hardo
So-
move, man.
Everybody in the comments section, make sure you smash
Smash it.
that like button. Hit the notification bell to be notified every time new content's coming out on Maple Leafs Media. The channel is growing. There's got to be some of you. There's over 40 people in here between Facebook and YouTube that haven't subscribed on YouTube. If you haven't, make sure you hit that notification bell.
Let's get the
Tell your
740 subs. 740 subs on YouTube.
Tell your friends. Tell your other Leaf fans. Be like, yo, I know these three handsome dudes. They talk about the Leafs and big cup run. You know, I just get it going. Playoffs are going to be huge. I mean, the next two games, whatever, but playoff post game shows and I don't know. We got lots of stuff coming. It's gonna be a fun couple months. Hopefully, it lasts that long. Tell your friends.
It's buzzing.
Let's
Oh,
go,
boys are
boys.
buzzing.
It's
We
amazing.
are buzzing. We are buzzing. I do like your name, though, Scuba Steve. I'll give you that.
It's
That's
amazing to clinch. This season has been a blast so far. Great channel. Love the content. Cheers. Go Leafs,
great.
go.
Yes, Ian.
Cheers,
Thank-
buddy.
Thank you,
Positivity.
Ian.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the positive vibe, man.
Go
Love it.
Leafs, go.
Yeah, it's great.
Go Leafs, go, baby. MLM. Maple Leafs talk. What do we got here? Let's get some comments. Something.
Toronto should beat Connor McDavid.
Connor
McFlavor
McFlavor.
in the second round. I think we'd beat
Sure.
Edmonton in the second round.
I'm watching them right now. Yeah, I mean, I think we say this. It's tough not to say this. It's just scary when you go up against that, like that spark, that much talent, I guess. But yeah, I think we are the better team. We are. We're the best team in this division by a pretty wide margin, I would say. I think that's fair to say. On all cylinders, I think that's a fair thing to say.
Feels good. Feels good to
It does
be.
feel good. Yeah, it's a nice Saturday night. We're feeling good tonight.
But I feel as if Edmonton, Connor McDavid, and Leon Draisaitl, they're superstars, but after that, we're just much deeper.
Yeah,
And
depth, baby.
I feel as if we could blow them out of the water in this playoff series. I really
Yeah.
do. But you can't sleep on Connor McDavid and what they can do.
No.
No, they're fast and they're.
Just
He's
think.
a machine.
You remember that 3-game series in Edmonton? It was a mini series, and Maple Leafs outscored them. I think it was something like 16-1. Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, 1 assist combined over those 3 games. The Maple Leafs shut them down. That's just an example of what the Maple Leafs can do to the Oilers.
Yeah, we're talking about matchups. I think we match up arguably really well against them, is in the sense that we kind of both are capable of playing a really fast-paced and kind of loose game. So I think, and we're better at it, like you just said. So yeah, it's a promising series to go into if we end up getting there.
You have some goaltending question marks too. Like,
Yep.
McDavid can win a playoff series by himself like Gretzky did. He could definitely take over a playoff series, but I will take my chances against Connor McDavid before I would against some of the hottest goaltenders in the league.
yeah, for sure.
People in the comments. Bud
Connor,
69.
great comment here.
This is my
This is my
post-game
post-game show. Yes, Connor, my boy.
going for the cup.
Yes. I love the vibes tonight, guys. I love it.
It's good vibes. Good vibes tonight.
Yep.
Division
Clinched.
championship in the air right now.
Should make shirts. Division champs. That'd be a cool shirt.
Smith is a great goalie. Mike Smith. He is a great goalie for my fantasy team this league. A lot of wins for the Oilers this year. Yeah, he's a good goalie, but he's historically pretty streaky.
Yeah.
I'd take Toronto's goaltending duo over Edmonton's any day.
Oh, easily.
Yeah, for
What
sure.
did can I put comments up? I don't know if I can.
What comment you want to put up?
I'm looking at George, our buddy George. Couple right there. It's a good question.
I'm doing good, and I have a question for you guys. When the Leafs are healthy, what do you think the line combos will be, and who will be the odd man out?
It's a good question. We kind of touched on it, but I guess where do you think Foligno plays if we're talking about the top two lines?
George is putting us in a hot seat right now.
We've only really seen Foligno in one spot, so just for familiarity on a new team, I would expect him to go back to the same spot. He hasn't
That's a good
played.
point.
He hasn't played with anyone else other than Riley Nash on this team, and Nick Foligno didn't come to Toronto to be on the fourth line.
No. Yeah, he's going to play on the top two lines.
Yeah, and you could argue that Hyman slides pretty well into almost any line, right? So you could just shuffle him in with Willie and Johnny.
You could put Hyman on the second line with Tavares and Nylander, or you could even put hear me out for a second. You could even put Hyman on the third line.
Hyman on the third line?
Hey,
why?
Might as well send him down to the Marlies.
He
So
can
who do you
drive
put
that
with
third
thing?
line. And if you do that, you could put Kerfoot on a line with Nylander and Tavares because they've
I think
played together and they
Kerfoot
have
does well
a
in the
decent
third line,
chemistry.
though.
So
Yeah.
it's just an idea, but I'd rather see Hyman on the second line.
I think, I don't hate that. Yeah, I'm happy
I'm
with
just
it. He
yanking your
slides in
chain.
nicely. No, he slides in nicely there. It's fine.
I want
I would say.
Toronto to bring our cup back to Canada where it belongs.
Hockey Hall of Fame, baby.
The Stanley Cup resides in Toronto, but
York or Front Street. I can't
it's
remember.
just
Oh,
doesn't come back here frequently
who's the
enough.
last Canadian team to win the cup?
Montreal.
Montreal.
In what?
A
late
while
90s
ago.
or
90s,
something?
90s, 93.
Wow.
It was 93, I
Who were
believe.
the last Canadian teams to make the finals? Was it Vancouver in 2010?
Vancouver,
yeah.
and then
But then there was
Calgary.
one when we were really young. I think
Calgary, Edmonton.
Calgary. Oh, they both did. Okay. I thought-
And Edmonton. That's right. Yeah,
wow.
Calgary
Crazy.
lost to Tampa. Edmonton lost to Carolina. Vancouver lost to Boston.
I don't know. Like, would you guys, let's just say this happens. Knocking on wood. I'm hammering on the wood right now, okay? I hope this doesn't happen. But let's just say, for whatever reason, Leafs don't win the division. Would you cheer for the Canadian team?
Depends who it is.
There's potential for it.
I think I would cheer for like I know we'd play I would cheer for Edmonton. I don't know. I got no grudge. I like their jerseys. McDavid's a cool guy.
Like Edmonton versus
if I
like
had to.
Vegas or something like that. Would you cheer for them?
Ottawa was the last Canadian team, by the way. Anaheim.
What?
Anaheim Ducks. The lost to the
Anaheim.
Ducks.
No, Vancouver was after that.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
I
Vancouver was
think
after that.
Ottawa's.
Yeah.
But that is a good point. We did forget about Ottawa.
Forgot
Thank
about
you,
Ottawa.
I didn't remember
Sweet
that.
Caroline Creations. Thank you. I did
Respect.
forget about that.
Is there a team you wouldn't cheer for? Like obviously the Habs. I'd rather.
Habs.
Habs,
I wouldn't cheer
I'd
for the
rather.
Habs.
I
No
would
way.
jump up. I
Never.
would rather
No
live
way.
on my roof for 2 weeks with the Raccoons before I cheer for the Habs.
Anybody
No
but
way.
Habs. Yeah, anybody but Habs. Like I
Yeah,
I
that's
could
fair.
cheer
I think.
I could root for McDavid and the Oilers over some team.
Actually, I don't like the Jets. I'm not a dumb.
I don't really care for the Jets, but I would rather see them win against like Carolina or some team with 5,000 fans. I'd rather see the Jets win. Come on.
Yeah. Honestly, if the Leafs go out, like my interest in hockey, my interest in the playoffs always takes a dip a little bit. It just does.
That's
It's just depressing to watch. Like I don't know.
perfectly natural. It's perfectly
Yeah.
natural.
It happens all the time. I just watch basketball.
It's
I don't
tough.
pay attention.
It's tough to watch when your team gets eliminated, and that's something that's happened to us a lot.
That's been our lives, man.
It's been our entire life, but hopefully this team can.
Hopefully,
That's the thing. We're just so hopeful here on Maple Leafs media. We're
I
so
don't know
hopeful.
what it is about this. It's like this show just makes me hopeful, but we have reason to be hopeful, but
It's the positivity, you know. Everyone's
everyone
feeling
just,
it right now.
I think it's just a mixture of like, I don't know, COVID hopefully getting better soon, Leafs playoff run coinciding with that. Hopefully, I don't know. I just hope optimism. That's all it is. Dude, the show that like if we get eliminated, that show after, I think I'm just gonna wear like a black veil. Like, what do you do?
We'll have old school coming in on here and just blitzing us with comments.
Dude, he'll like hack the stream and
and
he'll like
Scuba
take
Steve
over.
will be like, "We lost, we
No,
lost."
no. He said
Scuba
we
Steve will
won't
dip.
lose. He said we won't
He
lose.
said we, yeah, Scuba Steve's
We
we.
won't lose.
Yes,
We
Scuba
won't
Steve.
lose.
Dude, you can't have that cool of a name. Yeah, see, join the good side. I think I love Scuba Steve. You're my favorite, Scuba Steve. My favorite commenters changes every show, but I like Scuba. That's a great name.
We've got a great community of commenters and
We
viewers
do.
here at Maple Leafs Media. We've got
Day
a lot of
one.
regulars, and you see new faces every show. It's great to see
Great
Leafs
to see.
Nation, hockey fans in general, just coming in here talking hockey with other fans of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of great comments flying
Somebody
in here
said-
right now.
Somebody said if the Habs beat us in the first round, I'm turning off my phone for a week. Dude, I am becoming a monk in Mongolia for the rest of my life if the Habs beat us.
The
in the
Habs
first
are
round.
gonna.
You won't hear from me again. I'll be gone forever. Xander? No, it's Alexander, the monk from Asia. That's what I become. I leave society. That would be the saddest thing of all time.
You'd have to do something. Like something would have to change, but I don't know because it's been such a nice season. Like, are we gonna? I don't know. Are we gonna turn into a Washington that wins during the regular season but can never pull it together? Like, is that what our fate's gonna be?
Like, does Matthews grow to like 28 years old? and,
Hey,
like, still haven't won anything?
honestly, I'd be fine with it because it would mean we'd win one cup.
True. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Even if, obviously, I'd like to win more than one cup, but let's not get greedy. Let's
Dude, let's not get greedy. Let's make the conference finals first. Let's do that.
let's try to
Let's win a playoff series.
win a playoff
before we
series.
get that.
Yeah, we're really
We're such idiots.
Have a goalie that know who our goalie is because we're gonna have to figure that out too.
Oh God, we're so dumb. Oh, we're just clowns. We're just
I
walking
think
right into
Riddick
the
should
fire.
start. I think Riddick should start.
Marco's
honestly.
boy with the flame pads. Yeah.
What do you
Kyle
guys
Dubas
think? John says Kyle Dubas will be fired if the Leafs lose in the first round.
No way.
I don't think so. I think it's hard to overreact to stuff like that when you've seen such positive results from like the brunt of his work. You know, like he's a very smart GM.
Yeah,
Clearly.
I don't think that's the case. He's not going to get fired if the Leafs, maybe if they get swept, but I don't see
That
that.
is so. Like, what are the odds of the Leafs getting swept by the Habs? in the
He has a leash.
1,000,000 to 1.
He has a leash. He won't get fired.
You think Dubas has who? Keefe or Dubas?
Both of them for this season?
Yeah,
Both of them do.
they're not getting
that's
fired.
fair.
He
Especially COVID.
Kyle
blah, blah,
Dubas,
blah, yeah.
the way he's constructed this team, Kyle Dubas, he's made 2 promises to Leafs Nation to re-sign the core 4. He did that, and then this offseason he said he wanted to become a tougher team to play against. He did that. This team's grittier, and it's just there's so many veterans on this team. This team is a true cup contender.
It's kind of the perfectly constructed team in a screwed up way to say. It's sad. It sounds bad to say just because whatever, but it's true. It kind of is true. Like I think we've kind of we've solved every hole that we've had.
I'd say the only thing we don't have is like a really top defender. Like unless we're considering Riley that. I don't know.
I know I'm gonna get crucified for this because I know a lot of the people in the comments don't love him, but I don't. I'm in the minority. I think he's pretty. I don't know what his percentile is in the league, kind of thing, but I think he's almost an elite defender. Like he's consistent. He's a consistent presence. He's offensive. He's big. I don't know. I like Riley.
Hasn't been this year. He is.
No. He's
really
underperformed, but I don't think he's like. I don't know. I don't think he's fallen off a cliff or anything.
He's just.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I see what you're saying, Joe. No, like we don't.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't
Joe.
consider him an elite defender.
No, but he's like
because he's our number one. That's what I'm
elite.
saying.
Is he a number one? He can be.
Yeah,
I guess that's
But you
top
can have
30,
better-
so he could be number one.
You can have a better number one on your team for sure.
yeah. If elite's like the top 10 in the league, he's maybe just outside of that, obviously. But he's. I think he's close. Like he's good, man. I don't know.
Yeah, he's
But
good. He gets a lot
we
of
filled
hate,
in some
too.
holes. Like Brody's been a great signing. I mean, Muzzin kind of drives you nuts sometimes, but I like him. Obviously, he's big body. He knows
Big
what he's
boy.
doing. He has experience. Yeah, he's experienced.
Farmer boy from Brantford.
Farmer boy.
He can toss them like hay. He just tosses guys. I don't know.
Yeah, literally.
Dermott looked like he got hurt. Do you think Dermott's hurt? He looked like he got
Yeah,
banged up.
I didn't see what they said about that.
He looked like he got shaken up on the play,
Yeah.
but
Let's see what they
oddly
say.
enough, he was like he was looking at his hand, wrist area on the bench, which didn't really look like that'd be the injury, but bracing for impact maybe that could be the injury. We'll see. Hopefully, it's nothing big though. We need our depth going into the playoffs.
Yeah. Todd Gill's elite.
We're getting some
Hello
comments
from-
about Brody. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
What's that one?
what's that?
Special teams will be a major factor, and Weber's shot on the power play is dangerous. That's
Yeah.
fair.
It's
Sure.
fair. It's fair, and Montreal, not a fully healthy team. Toronto, definitely not a fully healthy team either. But two fully healthy teams going up against each other, I still believe the Toronto Maple Leafs are the better team, and
By far.
it's not really close.
I don't think it's a.
But
yeah,
I
don't
feel
think
as if
it's
the
fair.
Montreal Canadiens can make it closer just based off of outplaying the Toronto Maple Leafs in a
Yeah,
series.
and just weird like rivalry juju. Like I know that's not a real tangible thing, but it's real. Like in the playoffs, there's something about it.
Oh, yeah.
Leads. Like I know we're better than them, and like who knows? Maybe like that's how they avoid the sweep. Like just weird rivalry juju. Like they win a game based off that. I don't know. You know what I mean?
I don't think it'll be a sweep regardless, but
No, it's tough. It's tough to sweep it. Yeah, you're right. It's tough to sweep a team in hockey.
So best way to contact me would be through the at Varco12 on Instagram or at Maple Leafs Media on Instagram. So that's how you can contact me for any questions regarding Maple Leafs Media.
Damn right.
There's a Facebook page as well, as Jason Brooks here says. Caulfield is such a Montreal Canadian. He has that
That's
look.
so true. That's
Cole-
true.
Cole Caulfield, he's going to be a special player, I think, though.
He's got a friggin'
Buddy has
He's
a
got a
shot.
yeah. He's got
He-
a gun. Big
He
time.
was out there forechecking tonight, made some big defensive plays.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
His first
Obviously.
2 goals in the NHL, overtime winners. He's got a lot of potential.
Yeah, I don't know if I was just thinking about their power play. Like it seems like they just try to get the puck to Suzuki so often. Like
Suzuki,
it's almost predictable. Like I don't know. Like our penalty kill looked all right tonight at a lot of times. I thought. I don't know, but I thought it looked okay.
Best defensive pairing the Leafs have is Muzzin and Hall. Definitely best shutdown pairing the Leafs have. They'll be a critical part in the Maple Leaf success come playoff time.
Yeah.
They have been all
100%.
season long.
That's a good
And,
pairing. Yeah.
They'll be blocking shots, and you expect them to make the hits, especially in the playoffs.
That's 2 solid pairings. I know we've always had problems with defense. It's not like that's 2 awesome, like very, very, very good defensive pairings, in my opinion.
They got to keep it up. They got to keep
Yeah.
it up though, because they played so good the start of the season, and then they've still kept it up. But come playoff time, they're gonna have some big matchups, like probably against Josh Anderson. I'm thinking if we play Montreal, that'll be a big matchup. Maybe Suzuki. I don't know how they'll Keefe will match up the lines, but they're gonna get minutes. They're definitely gonna play over 20 minutes a night, 20, 25 minutes a night.
Duncan Russell says, I'm looking forward to the Sandin Bogosian pairing. Okay, guys, so
Sandin, he's throwing him in there right away.
I think Sandin, I think he'll get some time in the playoffs.
He looked too good with that. I know it's special teams. He looked too good with that power play unit to not give him a chance, right?
He
Like
can
he fit in. I
quarterback
thought he looked great.
He can quarterback that thing really
Yeah.
well.
The Swedish defensemen know how to do that.
Yeah.
Hutton was impressive tonight as well. So, bottom, your last pairing on the Toronto Maple Leafs. Who are you making your bottom pairing in the playoffs?
Joe, what do you think? I don't know.
I'm going Bogosian and Sandin as of late, but I think it's going to be a mixture of Sandin and Dermott. I'm going to say both hybrid.
Yeah, it's hard to decide. I lean to the former. I like Sandin. I like just having him out there. He's kind of an X factor. I don't know. He's got that skill. I'd say Bogosian, Sandin. Dermott's. There's another good problem to have. I mean, it's right.
Yeah, I'm also saying Bogosian, Sandin, but I think Travis Dermott will also. He might rotate in there a couple times, and even Bogosian when he's healthy with Sandin. Yeah.
Healthy, yeah, that's a question mark. Bogosian's out right now.
Yep.
No more Marinson.
No Marinson this year. It's nice to see the Leafs with some actual solid defensive depth. No more Marinson.
Yeah.
Zaitsev.
This team has a lot of.
I miss Zaitsev in a weird way. With his weird gold chain.
Who's the other guys in recent years?
Corbinian Holzer.
Played on the Marlies for 8 years and came up.
There's Paul Ranger.
Yeah, there's a lot of bubble guys. There's one I'm thinking of. Pollock, Roman Pollock.
Oh my god! He was on the tip of my tongue. That big beefy son of what a scumbag! and Babcock loved him. That's what sucked the most.
Move like
bro, Pollock. You just he was
so
playing obscene amounts of minutes because he was big strong man.
You can thank Dubas for the depth. Thank you, Brian. That's a great comment. You can absolutely thank Kyle Dubas for the depth that this team has.
Let me get
everywhere,
a Dubas jersey.
Defensively, offensively, and back there in goal. This team is built for playoff success through injuries, whatever. This team can make a run at it.
Brick house. Built like a brick house.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pollock was good. I
know. You're just I don't know.
He was funny to watch. That's all.
Yeah,
he was. I wouldn't say he was good. I'd say he was a bottom.
He was just arcane. I don't know. Yeah,
he played his role.
Bottom two, I should say.
100%. It's fair to say he laid the body a lot. He definitely did. He was good at that. He was good at, but I don't know. It's just something about him. He's just a big dope.
Sandin will be the Leafs #1 within 2 years. Donald Campbell.
It's a bold prediction, but
is it?
I
don't think it's that bold. I agree with him.
2 years? That's
2 years is quick. That's all.
That's banking that he has a really good development. That's what that is, and which is possible. But
he's been in the development system for a little while now. He's got some NHL experience under his belt. Not much, but he's going to continue to grow and to develop his game. I think he could. There's a case that you could make that he will be in 2 years.
Absolutely.
But as of right now, he's competing for a spot on this team come playoff time.
Definitely. That experience will only help him, especially if we go pretty deep in the playoffs.
Roy says, I do worry that one bad game by Campbell and he's going to self-implode. Hopefully Freddie is ready.
That's a fair concern. He seems to be a bit of a head case, right? At times, Campbell.
Yeah. I'd say so.
He gets down on himself. He gets
Yeah.
down on himself if he puts out a bad performance. He gets really down on himself. He's hard on himself. He expects a lot from himself. That's good at times, but
It's good to have the
you don't want
competitive
to.
nature.
You don't want to play about. You don't want to play with too much emotion.
Well, you say he gets down on himself. Game 2 of the first round of the NHL playoffs, and he has a terrible game. That only gets amplified by 1,000. That self-loathing. Like, I don't know. So he's got a point.
Yeah,
The thing I was just gonna say quickly is that now he's looking over his shoulder because the number one guy is back. The historical number one guy is back. So he's any mistake he makes, he knows that he could be kicked out quickly. So
Yeah,
that's
you know
another
what?
thing we have to consider.
That's a majorly complicated situation to navigate if you're Keefe, I think.
yeah.
It is.
Oh yeah.
It's a great problem to have.
Yeah, but it's with goalies and they're kind of weird guys and
they're superstitious. And
it's
all
a
that,
weird
messed
thing,
up in the
man.
head a bit. I'm just kidding.
It's
It is concerning a little bit.
It is a little bit, but like I said, good problem to have. I
Yeah.
think that they both need to get an opportunity in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's fair to
You
say.
ride the hot hand, both of these guys on short leash.
Yeah.
Campbell, NHL record, most consecutive wins to start the season by a goaltender.
Yep.
So
Really?
he had an outstanding start to the season. You remember he had like a
10 or
11 or
11?
12? 11 or 12.
Yeah, something like that.
Consecutive wins to start his season. But a lot of them are staggered due to injury. Maple Leafs have been dealing with injuries throughout the entirety of the season at the goaltender position. So having these two goalies healthy for the playoffs is the perfect timing.
Yeah, for sure. One thing I was gonna say too is, okay, let's say Campbell lets in has a bad game, and they lose it. He lets in I don't know, 4 or 5 goals on 30 shots, 25 shots. Do you think he gets yanked the next game for Anderson, or do you think he's earned the respect from Keefe to at least have 2 games if it's the first or second game of the series?
Can you give me the scenario again for the beginning part?
Let's just say he has a bad game, and
Yeah.
the game's not always the loss isn't all his fault, but he didn't play well. Do you think he gets yanked right away, or do you think he gets another shot in the second game in a playoff series, best of a 7?
If Frederik Andersen plays an NHL
Frederik
game
Andersen's the backup.
If Frederik
this is under the assumption that we go with Campbell to start.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
if
Frederik Andersen plays a game in the NHL regular season beforehand, I think we go back to Freddie for game 2.
See, I don't know. I don't know if I would go back to him right away or give Campbell 2 games because he's been our number one for a while now. I'm just trying to think of that situation. It's difficult. I don't know what be the right decision.
It's another, as I think I said it before, it's one of those things where you don't really know. There's no way of knowing. We've all been on sports teams. There is kind of this energy in the locker room around the team that who knows, maybe everybody, they're not going to say it to the media because they'll get in shit, but if they all know already Freddie's going in because he's our number one. Do you know what I mean? There's just maybe that's just unspoken and they all know it, and that's, or maybe they think screw Freddie. I don't know. It's hard to say as an outside force, but who knows?
Yeah, it's hard to really.
Just because he could just be he's so respected and he's their number one that he just gets the job by benefit of the doubt. That could be going on and they're just not saying it. I don't know.
Campbell has had an unbelievable season. Only Toronto fans would talk about him like he's a loser.
We're not saying he's a loser.
Who has talked about Jack Campbell like he's a loser?
No, we're saying that he's been unreal. It's just tough when you have your top dog coming back. That's all. It's a weird situation.
Campbell has been the starter for a large share of this season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But when Frederik Andersen comes back, there's the question: do you go to Frederik Andersen? It's going to be there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. TSN Sportsnet are going to hype it up. It's going to be the
Oh,
story.
you're gonna get 10 hours of runtime on TSN about that from
Yeah.
Duthie and O'Neill, Fatso, and all those guys.
Oh, dog.
I actually like him. When he wears the earring, I kind of love that. It's
Well,
unbelievable.
Yeah,
We'll play,
Darren Dreger.
we'll play what Frederick Anderson's post-game interview again, just so anyone in the comment section is caught up to date with what he's saying.
Do you think is the next step in your process here?
I haven't talked to anyone yet. We'll see. We'll see after I get charted up and stuff, and we'll take it from there. I think again, step by step, was to try to play full game, and again, just keep pushing it.
How valuable would it be to get back into a Leafs game next week?
Yeah, of course. I think everyone knows that the playoffs are right around the corner, so get ready to see whatever happens. So I think if I can get some game action, would be great. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
So I mean, yeah,
Professional. Yeah, we saw it. It's professional. It's beating around the bush. It's NHL athlete, whatever.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, nothing to add on to that.
it's tough. He's handled the criticism of the Toronto media very well. Frederick
Yeah, he has.
Anderson, he's been a scapegoat. He's always under the spotlight and constant scrutiny. That's what comes with being a professional athlete in a market the size of Toronto, especially for
Yeah.
hockey. But
Absolutely.
he's handled it exceptionally well. He's been a professional throughout the entirety of his career.
For sure.
You have to be in Toronto.
Columbus Blue Jackets win their last game of the season. They won 5-4 in overtime over the Detroit Red Wings.
Congrats.
Yeah, good for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Now, there's a question that does Patrick Laine resign there?
Is his contract done?
Is he a UFA? Or no?
I believe so.
I'm gonna put this thing on the charger.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, he'll be a free agent this year.
Well, does he like torts? I don't know.
I don't think so.
Is
I mean,
Torts gone from? Is he going to be kicked out of Columbus? You think?
Probably.
Like
What's there?
he's been there. He's been there for a long
Potentially.
time.
He
Has
has
he?
been there for a long time, but there's potential.
Okay,
Yeah,
I got a trivia for you guys. I heard it tonight.
Oh, yeah,
Real
okay.
quick. Who is the longest tenured coach in the NHL
Right now,
right now? Been in his position the longest.
like with a specific team.
With the team,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, with this specific team. Comments you can get in here too and see if anyone's got this answer. He's been in the same team the longest period of time.
Is it the Winnipeg coach? No.
It's
No.
interesting.
Not the Winnipeg coach. Who the hell is? I don't know. I got
Longest standing coach, same team. Okay, answer Varco. Answer.
Uh,
All right, no, you took too
Okay.
long. It's John Cooper. It's John Cooper, the guy in Tampa. But the Winnipeg coach is second. I just heard that tonight.
I was close.
Yeah,
was
I just
close.
heard that tonight. So I just wanted to bring that up
Yeah.
as random.
I think Torts
That's,
is. I think Torts
good
is
one.
gone though. Torts
That's
is
a good
gone,
one.
right? Though.
I
would
think
assume.
Torts has been there at least 3 or 4 or 5 seasons.
Yeah,
He's
but I
been
mean,
there a
like,
long time.
if you're doing bad as a team and you have that that kind of coach,
The
like
Russian
clearly his style's
Yeah.
not working though. Like you just got to axe him. I would assume. I don't know.
I think Cooper was like 9 years or something like that. Maurice is 8.
Oh.
I know hockey. Yeah. So, I mean, division champions for the first time in 21 years. Great feeling tonight. Big dubs for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And we've been on here for an hour and 20 minutes now. So, Xander, you want to give your closing remarks for Maple Leafs media, and then we'll hand it off to Clarky.
Closing remarks. Been nice to catch up with my friends here. Been a while since we've had a 3-man show. It's been a positive night, happy night. Leafs clinched the North. What more can you ask for? We're living up to the potential for the season, and we just gotta keep hoping that continues for the next hopefully 2 months. Love it.
Yeah, not a lot to add on to that. I mean, good vibes in here tonight. Love the comments. And whether it's Scuba Steve, Jason Brooks, Old School, Sweet Carolyn Creation.
We converted to Scuba Steve. I love it.
So many great comments in here tonight. So thanks, guys. Joe Shelder. I can't
Love
get
it.
to all
Love
the
it.
names, but
All the boys.
thank you for
Some new
commenting.
ones tonight.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot to talk about in the weeks to come. So
Oh yeah.
stay tuned, and we know this guy up here is going to be pumping up the content for you guys.
No, this way. No, this way.
Other way.
This way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there you
that
go.
way. Yeah, we got it. We got it. Lots of
well,
content coming.
Thank you, boys, for coming on, and everybody in the comments section. Thank you for tuning in to the Maple Leafs Media post-game show. See you soon, and playoffs are coming. Stay tuned
Go
for
Leafs,
more
go.
great content. Until next time, go Leafs, go!
Go Leafs, go.
Let's go, boys. Great.